Hi, my name's Anne and Anne Johnson and I live in Shropshire. This is welcome to my home. This is the room that I enjoy working in. It's a room that inspires me because on the walls I have the art that I enjoy looking at. So it's a great space and it's been a pleasure to be part of the Carers programme this week and to look at particularly art and creativity. The social enterprise that we run, Wavelength, has helped many people start and create small businesses that some have developed into larger ones that particularly look at the arts and the creativity side. So one of those was Paul Gym Revival, which we developed, and that started off in Wellington. So the Wellington site was somewhere where we could help local artists and crafters display their work and to have no cost up front for doing that, so that it was low risk. It was a place where artists and crafters could meet, and it was also somewhere where people interested in art could come along and have a coffee, look at the art, perhaps buy the art for themselves or for a gift for someone else. So that was great. That was a great project to start with. It was something that would see new artists develop, which was fantastic. We left Wellington and moved to Oaken Gates. This was a great opportunity for us, and that meant working with Oaken Gates Town Council in collaboration, and it happened through a great fund that we were able to access through Pride in our community. So that enabled us to progress the work we've been doing at Wellington. That was through running the Shropshire Artisan Fair, which is on the first Saturday of every month, and this is a chance for up to 30 artists, crafters and food producers to come together, have a stand, showcase to the public, hopefully sell, but also show the public what you can make and create. We were able to do much more. We were able to offer craft and art workshops that didn't just mean about being good at the art. It meant coming together, meeting new people, being with people who liked what you liked doing, learning and on the journey, discovering together. Art is great for well-being, mental well-being. You kind of lose yourself in it. So it was a great opportunity to develop art classes and craft classes. So we started with art groups, craft groups, using materials, anything from willow to paper to inks to fabrics, and then moving on to drawing, pencil, charcoal, watercolour, acrylics. We have a whole programme of different art-based work. And then we moved to the other forms of art, so poetry, written word, authors, bringing them together to explore the written word. And then music, so whether it's about writing the music itself, the lyrics, celebrating the songwriters. So we were able to put on once, twice a month music gig shows celebrating all different types of music, but ensuring that they were all original music, so giving an opportunity for the songwriters. That's been a fantastic journey, and it's something that's led and strengthened my love of art and culture. The inspiration for this particular contribution to Carers Week, which is called At the End of the Rainbow, was due to a piece of work that was sent me over the lockdown period, when we were all instructed to stay at home. The artists, of course, that were involved in the Shropshire Artisan Fair, that was a time to carry on working, to develop art, to develop their craft. And one of the artists sent me a piece of work that she'd been working on. She called it Beyond the Rainbow. Fantastic bright image of the rainbow, a symbol that we have been getting used to seeing in people's windows as we pass by, used on the TV as an expression of our gratitude to carers, to staff in hospitals, to key workers, people working on the front line, people who've carried on working so that we can survive through this challenging period. So the rainbow has become that symbol. So it started me thinking, when I was looking at the image that Anne had sent me, was what is beyond that rainbow? Well, what are we all waiting for? What are we all excited about? How will the world change? So when we were looking at Carers Week and putting the programme together, it seemed to me that all of those people out there who, amateur artists, people who just want to dabble, people maybe who are more established, should be thinking about what is at the end of COVID. Maybe that could inspire the next series of pieces and different pieces of work. I also have been a big fan of Grace and Perry's Art Club, which has kind of seen the nation starting to paint or to draw or to model artworks in this period. So I thought that was a great idea for a competition. And some of you out there have been coming up with a challenge, coming up with some answers and sending me your work. So what I wanted to do was spend a little bit of time now in the Carers Week programme in looking at the pieces that you've sent me. So this is a piece of work submitted by Rosamond. She, to me, captures what we've almost become aware of in this period, is the new sounds of nature. I've become more and more appreciative of the dawn chorus, the birds, the sound of traffic, and the world feels a much more peaceful place amongst all this chaos. So I particularly like this piece of the swallows moving around in this beautiful sky above our homes, above our cities. Rosamond says that she painted it because it shows the hope rising out of lockdown, this freedom of the swallows, which will be ours again one day too. So for me, the idea that the swallows have got the world at the moment and we'll join them soon is a really inspiring thing at the end of the rainbow. So thank you, Rosamond, for sending in that particular piece. Fantastic. Thank you, Yaha, for your contribution. Whilst we've seen a lot of the contributions on paper, this intrigued me because it was developed out of wood and glass. So when we think about art, there's lots and lots of different mediums that we can develop art and our creative thinking through. So in this particular one, we're seeing the colours of the rainbow interpreted through glass. And when I was speaking to Yaha, what the idea here is that the hole in the middle is where we see the beauty of what's beyond the rainbow, which will be different for all of us, of course. But it's that kind of feeling that it's nothing or it's everything. So I kind of like this beautiful interpretation of the rainbow and how we're drawn to the centre of it. What will we see beyond it? Well, I guess that leaves us as the person looking at the piece. But it's beautiful, and it's something that is particularly inspiring and something that I was drawn to immediately. So thank you for that contribution. Thank you, Sarah, for your submission. It's beautiful in itself. What we're looking at is the rainbow, and we're looking at this Welsh dragon. Emerging from it is curling around it. And whilst it's beautiful in itself, it's the story behind it that's inspiring, because sometimes we look at something when we don't know what the artist was thinking. We can imagine what they were thinking. In this particular case, Sarah probably explained some of the lives we might not be thinking about in this COVID situation. And Sarah's been separated from her family, and that's because of the country lines in the UK at the moment. So for her, Wales is at the end of the rainbow. The opportunity to drive over to Wales and to meet with her parents. So at the moment, with Wales not allowing people into the country, it's preventing Sarah to travel there. So we've got this fine line which we can't cross. So for Sarah, it's not just about the art, it's been about what the art symbolises, which is this end of the rainbow being Wales itself and the opportunity to join her family again. So Thank you, Sarah, for this beautiful and well-considered and thought-provoking piece of art. Thank you, Tracy, for your submission. Tracy's is a photograph, and when we think about art, we can often capture it very quickly and instantly. We've all got phones, we've all got cameras, but to be able to capture a moment like this, I spoke to Tracy because I was kind of wondering how she captured it, and she said that she'd been at this cafe in Wales and was capturing the landscape, looking at the people around, trying to find things that caught her eye, and as she turned around, she saw this image and instantly captured it, which I think is amazing. It's a well-structured photograph. To me, as the viewer here, I'm looking at that fantastic rainbow, but I'm wondering about the two people. They're looking out, they're looking over the landscape. What are they thinking about? What can they see beyond that rainbow? How are they feeling about the change that's ahead of us? What, when we look out beyond that rainbow, do we see? So it kind of evokes all of those feelings in me, and I'm sure anybody looking at it. Beautiful photograph, Tracy, beautifully captured, beautifully structured. Fantastic. Thank you for your contribution. So, thank you for coming along. Thank you for joining this part of the Carers programme. It's been a pleasure to look at your artwork, pleasure to talk about them, and to share some of the images and creativity that local people have had about their vision of what's beyond the rainbow. You'll have your own. What are you most looking forward to? And I just wonder if you're able to capture that in a sketch, capture that in a poem, capture that in a song. So in years to come, when COVID is that distant memory, that you can look back and think about the way that you felt at that time through art, through creativity. It doesn't matter if you've never picked up a pen before or taken a photograph, just try. I heard somebody say recently that it doesn't have to be perfect, nothing has to be perfect. If it was perfect, then it would be a photograph. So just have a go. Maybe start with an idea and keep visiting it every day. As Grayson Perry was saying on his art club, that draw a picture every day, sketch it out, return to it, or have another go. It doesn't matter, does it? It's your creation. So I hope this session has inspired you to do something, to capture something, and to use this time. We've got time. Use it to be creative. Thank you.